happy 2-year-old girl who enjoys playing with her parents, peers, and going out to the playground. She has a diagnosis of Erb's palsy and presents with right upper limb weakness. Her mother is bringing her in for an evaluation due to concerns in feeding and dressing. 2 performance concerns are feeding and dressing. For feeding, Leslie lacks the ability to grasp or rake food with her right hand. She demonstrates difficulty grasping utensils with right hand to scoop or stab food. For dressing, Leslie is unable to remove her shoes, pants, and socks due to the weakness in her right arm and hand. The performance strengths that Leslie presents with are social interaction. She is very playful and is demonstrating age-appropriate social interaction skills. She enjoys playing with her peers and her family. Another strength is process skills. Leslie does not demonstrate any cognitive deficits that impact her process skills. She is effectively demonstrating learning, thinking, and problem-solving skills appropriate for her age. 3 underlying factors and characteristics of the diagnosis that need to be addressed are elbow flexion. The elbow flexion is going to assist her to bring a fork or spoon to her mouth for speeding. Another underlying factor is the forearm pronation or supination, which is to position the hand that holds the utensil to bring the food to the mouth. And last, wrist extension, which facilitates the movement needed to grasp onto clothing or food as needed. 2 frames of references that will be applied would be the biomechanical frame of reference, which is a reference that is based on kinesiology and physics. It requires the understanding of anatomy and physiology related to posture and movement, which occurs with pressure. Limb movement requires postural adjustments to allow individuals to remain upright against gravity. It optimizes alignment as a basis of movement and control of extremities. The second frame of reference I would use would be the neurodevelopmental treatment frame of reference. It analyzes missing or atypical movement patterns, and it uses therapeutic handling to facilitate postural control and movement synergies. It inhibits or constrains abnormal movement patterns and focuses to change movement patterns as the child is an active participant. The assessments I would use would be the Peabody Developmental Motor Scales, which is a bottom-up approach. It emphasizes on the body and function during treatment. It is an approach that first relies on deficits and then directs the attention to occupations of an individual. Therefore, the Peabody Developmental Motor Skills would be an accurate tool to use as a bottom-up assessment because it will focus on increasing strength, range of motion, or motor development to engage in occupations of daily living. The second assessment I would use would be the occupational profile, which is a top-down approach. It focuses on gaining information about the person and what is valuable to the individual when engaging in occupations. It is an adequate assessment to use because it focuses on patterns of daily living, experience, interest, and relevant context. The occupation-based outcomes based on Leslie would be to complete self-feeding and to be able to remove pants. For self-feeding, the rationale would be to increase her range of motion and strength and grasp, which will improve the ability to manipulate utensils. In order to remove her pants, she would be able to increase her range of motion, grasp, and strength during intervention, which will increase her manual dexterity and object manipulation needed for this activity or task. 2 goals that I would create for Leslie would be for Leslie to perform doffing of pants with 1 to 2 physical prompts at right hand while sitting in chair in 3 weeks. The second goal that I would create would be for Leslie to perform feeding herself with 1 to 2 physical prompts at right hand with the use of a built-up handle fork to stab food while sitting in booster chair at table for 1 meal daily in 3 weeks. My rationale for this would be that the data will be measured through weekly progress notes, which will determine progress of the goal. In addition, pre-testing and post-testing of the P-body will provide standardized information of stability, mobility, strength, coordination, and object manipulation to further provide evidence of growth in this area. Thank you.